Hey everybody, what's up? We're here to episode 2 of my Monsters and Legends series. Today I wanted to do one that is more of a legend than a monster. It's about the Men in Black, and there's a picture right there. I wanted to show pictures of all these Monsters and Legends before I put them up. In my first video, I know I didn't show a picture of the Jersey Devil. Sorry about that. That was I just forgot to, I guess. And actually, I really didn't decide that I wanted to until today. So, but anyway, that was a picture of Men in Black and. Pretty creepy guys. Apparently they've been spotted all over the place, all over not only the United States but the world. The creepy thing about them is they always want to seem to silence everyone about an event, you know, something like UFO, usually UFO involved, like the Mothman. I don't know if any of you have heard of the Mothman, but during that whole ordeal, the Men in Black were spotted a lot, going around telling people to be quiet about what they saw, don't tell anybody about what they saw. So the Men in Black could just be, there's a lot of theories of what they are. They could be just men from the government trying to silence people about secret government operations. They don't want anybody talking about it. Or they could be just a bunch of strangers, you know, going around having something to do with these experiments and not wanting, you know, it to be talked about. No one really knows. But anyway, it says in popular culture and in UFO conspiracy theories, are men or aliens dressed in black suits, talking about the Men in Black, who claim to be government agents who harass or threaten UFO witnesses to keep them quiet about what they've seen. It is sometimes implied that they may be aliens themselves. The term is also frequently used to describe the mysterious men working for an unknown organization, as well as to various branches of government allied to protect secrets or perform other strange activities. The term is a generic one, used to refer to any unusual, threatening, or strangely behaved individual who appears on a scene and can be linked in some fashion with a UFO sighting, usually telling the witnesses to be quiet about what they've seen or trying to convince them that they never saw it at all. So that's kind of weird, isn't it? Appearances. Early reports of Men in Black often describe them as men of short stature with weird complexions. As if they were deeply tanned. Some reported them as almost holographic. Sunglasses, black suits, and black cars have been a feature for the entire period since modern sightings began in 1947, which was also the Roswell crash. But according to UFO historian Jeremy Clark, all Men in Black sightings are not necessarily garbed in dark suits. So, behavior. According to the accounts of these reported of the reporters that encountered them. Oh man, I messed that sentence all up. According to the accounts of those reporting encountering them, thank you, Men in Black always seem to have detailed information on the persons they contact, as if the individual had been under surveillance for a long period of time. They have been described as seemingly confused by the nature of everyday items such as pens, eating utensils, or food, so they were confused by these things. As well as using outdated slang, though accounts on the behavior of Men in Black very wildly very wildly, yeah, alright. They had the word close together and I was just kind of like, that's not one word. But anyway, accounts indicate that they often claim to be from an agency collecting information on the unexplained phenomena that the subject has encountered. In other accounts, they seem to be trying to suppress information. For instance, trying to convince their subject the phenomenon never existed. They have been described as behaving in either an exceedingly furtive manner or completely outgoing manner, with wide grins and disconcerting giggles. In the UFO research community, the Men in Black often claim to be from the U.S. Air Force or the CIA. Those who have encountered them say they produce identification, but when verification is later sought, the people described either as do not exist or have been dead for some time, or do exist but have different rank. Possible explanations. So these are some possible explanations for the Men in Black. Aliens. Some ufologists believe that the Men in Black are in fact either aliens or androids controlled by aliens. According to this theory, they are sent out in order to cover up alien activity on Earth. All oddities in their appearance and or behavior may be explained by Men in Black's extraterrestrial origin and their unfamiliarity with norms of the human society. Alrighty. So we've got a lot of creepy stuff here on the Men in Black. Let's see. Folklore explanations for one. Although the phenomena was most frequently reported in the 1950s and 60s, some researchers, such as John Kell and others, have suggested similarities between Men in Black reports and other demonic accounts. Kell suggests that MIBs are modern-day manifestations of the same phenomena that were earlier interpreted as the devil or encounters with fairies. That's kind of a weird theory, but alright. Yeah, that's kind of weird. Even so, the term the Black Man was used for centuries in reference to the devil, up until contemporary times when Black Man was used to replace the term, I'm not going to say that word, and the satanic sense was lost. In witchcraft trials, the Black Man was often reported as meeting with the accused and having sexual intercourse with them. In Washington Irving's story, The Devil and Tom Walker, set in 1727, Irving tells how Tom asked the Black Man who he is. The man says he goes by many names and is also called the Black Miner sometimes, or the Black Woodsman. Alright, so military or CIA explanations. Clark cites Bill Moore, who asserts that the black men are really government agents in disguise. That's more likely than the other theories. Members of a rather bizarre unit of the Air Force intelligence known currently as the Air Force Special Activities Center, or AFSAC, as of 1991. The AFSAC, headquartered in Fort Beverly, Virginia, and under the operational authority of Air Force Intelligence Command Center at Kelly Air Force Base in Texas. Curiously, Moore also reports that the AFSAC was inspired by the tales of Men in Black from the 1950s and had nothing to do with those earlier accounts. Clark notes that Dr. Michael D. Swords has speculated that the Barker-Bender Men in Black case, according shortly after the CIA directed Robertson panel issued its recommendations to spy on civilian UFO groups, might have been a psychological warfare experiment. And then there's the hoax explanation, of course, which is the hoax theory that, you know, Men in Black are just a lie. In this article, but Gary Barker, my friend the myth maker, John C. Searwood claims that at age 18 he cooperated with Gary Barker, urged him in the late 1960s to develop a hoax, which Barker subsequently published, about what Barker called black men. They're mysterious UFO inhabitants who silenced Sherwood's identity. Dr. Richard H. Pratt. Alright, so there's a lot of theories about the Men in Black. This guy says he made it all up, which I very seriously doubt that, because first of all it says he made it up in the late 1960s, and there was reported sightings as far back as the late 1940s, so that wouldn't make any sense. The most well, let's go through the other theories too. I don't think that it would be an alien. That's a little out there, I think. I mean, it could be, I don't know, but just my personal opinion, I don't think it's aliens. I don't think it's the devil, so that leaves military or CIA. Now, could it be a secret government organization? Most likely, yeah. And it's most likely either trying to cover up the evidence of UFOs, extraterrestrials from outer space, or it could just be trying to cover up UFO operations, government operations. You know, these UFOs that we see in the skies could be the United States government's technology. So they could be trying to silence people about that. Or it could actually be UFOs. You know, it could be other creatures from outer space that are coming here to visit our planet, and these people could be, you know, trying to cover it up. The Men in Black could be trying to cover that up. So, you know, we don't know, but these things have been reported not only in the United States. They've been reported as silencing people in Mexico that have seen UFO encounters, Canada, South America, as far as Spain. So they're not just in America, they're everywhere. And that's a little weird. But I guess, you know, my personal opinion is I think that they're trying to, they know something about, you know, UFOs. They know something about aliens maybe visiting this planet, and they don't want people to know about it. They're, you know, maybe in some kind of secret alliance with them, or maybe just don't want the public to know that there is other life forms in the universe, because they fear that religion and other things of that nature would break down in society if we knew that there were other living beings. Why it would, I don't know, because if God could create man, why wouldn't he create other beings? That doesn't make a lot of sense. But anyway, you know, I mean, he could create anything he wanted to. You know, I believe that the universe is teeming with life, and I still believe in God. I mean, you know, but that's just my opinion. But I don't know. So I think the Men in Black probably are real, and they probably are trying to hide evidence about either technology, government technology, or just hide evidence about other life forms in the universe. So, but that's the second series second video in this series. I hope you enjoyed it. Sorry for all the times I messed up reading. Some of these things are worded weird, and they're spelled close together, and it's hard to read. So, my next video, I don't know what I'm going to do it on. Probably Mothman or Bigfoot. I haven't decided which yet. Bigfoot interests me. So does Mothman. But anyway, I'll see y'all next time. Peace, love. I love y'all, and have a good day.